So last year, I made a video on my thoughts on what was going to be coming out for the Sonic 30th anniversary. And my thought process going into that video was, okay, this year's the 29th anniversary, his birthday's right around the corner, there's going to be like a game show or whatever. They'll probably announce something now, and it'll be out for the 25th anniversary, 30th anniversary. Yeah, of course, that didn't happen, obviously. What with the drought and all, and COVID and everything else going on. So last year, as all of us pretty much know at this point, we got 0 announcements. We got no game announcements. We've gotten like nothing for the entire year, which is crazy. All we got really was some movie stuff and Sonic Prime and the card game, if you want to count that. I mean, listen, I don't want them to rush development. I don't want them to rush development, obviously. I don't want that to happen. I don't want another Sonic 06, Sonic Forces situation. But it's just been a little hectic around the fandom. Twitter, obviously, is always restless with that stuff. Always arguing. Anyway, but this year, now, it's been a year. So this is the 30th anniversary coming up. And E3 and a couple of game shows are right around the corner. And Sega is confirmed to be there. Not Sonic, Sega. I'm just going to put that out there now, disclaimer. Just because Sega is there does not mean Sonic will be there. But anyway, because, Sonic fan, obviously, that's what I care about. I just wanted to get my thoughts out on what might come out and just talk about what we have now, what information we have now, what kind of leaks have been going around, what I think is credible, what I think you should be expecting for the 30th anniversary. So yeah, let's just get right into that. So really quick, the first thing I want to do is just kind of recap what some of the predictions were last year, not just by me, but kind of like by the general consensus. So a lot of us thought we were going to get something like a Mania 2, and maybe a Sonic Adventure remake, or Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 remakes, maybe even Sonic Adventure 3, or just like a new 3D game. Obviously, none of that stuff happened. Still very open in the air. Anything's really possible at this point. And what we have now, we have some leaks that have been going around. This one's a little old. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but Sonic Rift, that leak is pretty much all but dead at this point. That's pretty much dead in the water. I have not heard any updates on that leak in like a long time, so I'm just going to assume that one's dead, and that's dead in the water. It's fake. That was like the typical leak, adventure-style gameplay, Sonic, Shadow, Tails, Knuckles, Silver, all that stuff. The typical stuff you always see. That was a while ago. And then we got a couple new leaks out. The Zippo leak, obviously, if you don't know, I'll explain it. But basically what it is this guy named Zippo went on a blog post and basically kind of dumped everything that Sega is going to be doing for the 25th anniversary. So basically what they said was, it's going to be a 3D game that's adventure style. He didn't say anything about a remake. But he said they're going back to that gameplay style because Sega is now afraid to touch the boost after Forces. There's going to be a 2D boost game, kind of like Sonic Rush, made by Dimps, which if that's the case, I will be overjoyed because I love the Sonic Rush games, and even like Colors DS is like kind of like Rush. It's the same style. If we got another gameplay in that style, I would be very happy. I know a lot of fans would be happy. A lot of people like Sonic Rush, the gameplay, the OST, being able to play as Blaze again, obviously. He said that now Sega has kind of shifted development. Now there's going to be this thing called Sonic Studios based in America, and that is what's mostly going to be handling Sonic. What's his name? Izuka. I don't know why I forgot that. Izuka, he will still kind of be overseeing most of this stuff, but they basically kind of shifted most of the development to now U.S. because they know that Sonic does better in the West. This Sonic Studios, I guess, I don't know if that's going to replace Sonic Team or that's like the new Sonic Team, but basically they've shifted the development. Classic Sonic isn't going to be the focus anymore, which if that's true, that's great. No hate to Classic Sonic, but he overstayed as well. As much as I like Mania and Generations, he overstayed his welcome. He was just really unnecessary in Forces. And then he started being everywhere else. In merchandising, I can understand because he was like that even before the distinction between modern and classic Sonic. But I digress. He overstayed his welcome. He really didn't need to be here anymore. Save it for another big anniversary when you want to bring him back. We don't really need him right now. We need to focus more on modern Sonic. And that's basically most of what Zippo is talking about. Oh, also collections. There's also going to be some, anniversary collections. That's not too big on the list. The only thing I think is really big with that is he said Sonic 3 and Knuckles is finally going to get ported after a long time. But that's mostly what Zippo said. All positive stuff. None of it yet confirmed. But we're just hoping that he's right. He seems to have some credible sources. I would still say take everything he says with a grain of salt. I would not take his word 100% yet. There's been some people who are basically confirmed his leaks, but again, those people are not very too credible. So again, grain of salt. I'd just be very cautious. Wouldn't get your hopes up for that kind of stuff. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That kind of deal. And then another leak we got was so a German dubbing company. They had a couple leaks. There was a leak for this thing called Sonic Colors Ultimate, which apparently is going to be some kind of remaster / remake / who knows what it is at this point, because it kind of what it actually has kind of been tossed around now. People are saying it's going to be a remaster, just HD remaster, maybe fix the controls a little. Some people are saying it's going to be full-on remake. They're going to use the DS story. They're going to have the movie Sonic in it. So I think the game itself is most likely going to happen, just because it was an official company that has worked with Sega before and has does other games. Because it's an official, legitimate company, I would say that's pretty credible. I would say we should probably maybe expect Sonic Colors Ultimate or whatever to be coming out, or not coming out, but being announced at E3 or one of these game shows. I think in that same leak, I believe they listed it for the PS4 and PS5, and then somewhere else, I forget where this one was said, but I think in the PS4, the Sony State of Play, which is a PlayStation, it's kind of like a Nintendo Direct, but for PlayStation, I believe they said that the Sonic Colors Ultimate whatever would have been announced there, or will be announced there. I don't know, I forget now when that's coming out, but we'll have to wait and see. So again, I would take that one. While I would not bank on it being a full-on remake, and I don't know exactly what it's going to entail, I would just say that I would definitely be expecting Sonic Colors to get some kind of remaster or some kind of port of some kind. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind that. I know some people kind of don't like the game as much anymore. It was honestly one of my first Sonic games. I don't hate it. It's not my favorite, but I have fun with it. And if they could just make the controls just a little better, because I remember on the Wii, low graphics, and Sonic kind of felt a little wonky just because of the way the Wii was, because of the way he controlled on the Wii, it was a little janky. So if they could fix it, honestly, if they could just fix that, I'll take it. I'm okay with getting a Colors remaster. I mean, it would suck that we'd get that and not like an adventure remake, but you know what? If the game's fun and it does well, then I guess I'll take it. I didn't hate Colors. I really didn't hate Colors. I didn't think the writing was as horrendous there as it was in like Forces and Lost World. I mean, honestly, Colors it's a very lighthearted game. It's kind of fun. I know it's not as like serious as some of the other stories, but I don't think Colors needed to be. It was a nice break from kind of like that dark story. Like, as much as I like that era, not 2010s, but like the 2000s era, as much as I like that era and I'm mostly a fan of those, I was okay with Colors. I was okay with it being a more lighthearted story and not too serious. I don't think that's the route they should continue to take, but I digress. I'll be fine with a Colors Ultimate remake, whatever it's going to be. But I would definitely expect something like that at E3. Now, there were a couple other leaks that were involved in the Colors Ultimate that spawned from the Colors Ultimate leak. There was one about a Sonic Generations remaster, which I think is completely false because Generations is already like accessible for like Xbox users. It's backwards compatible, and even on PlayStation. I know PlayStation doesn't have backwards compatibility to PS3, but it's on PS Now. You can go play it. So I don't think that's going to happen. I'm saying Colors, I believe, is more credible because it was by the official source. The Generations one was not by official source. And also Colors is one of those games where it's like, it has never really been ported, and it's only on like the Wii and the DS, so it's very exclusive. it would make more sense to port Colors to modern consoles than Generations. Generations is, although it's on Switch or PS4 technically, it's more easily accessible for people, and it's just like, what are they gonna add to a Generations remake? Because like Generations was like from like 91 to the 2000s to the 2010s, and in the last like 2010s we've only had like 2 modern games that weren't Generations. So like, how much can you really add there unless you're gonna go back and add old stages and make it a bigger game? I really doubt they'll do that. I mean, like, there's so many mods that already exist. Generations is modded to hell and back. So I just don't believe that Generations Ultimate is going to happen. I don't see what they could add there. I don't really know what they could do there. I don't believe that league's credible. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Could it be totally happening? Who knows? And then along with that, I think the same studio, they also just like last night, I think they leaked a collection of sorts. We don't know anything about what it entails, other than like, if we're going by Zippo, then Sonic 3 Knuckles will most likely be there. I think the title, the working title for it in the website was called just Sonic Collection. Obviously, that's probably going to be a working title. If I had to guess, because we really don't have a lot to go off of for that one, if I had to guess, I'm going to say it's like some kind of classic collection. I'm hoping that, like, even if it is classic collection, we get Sonic 3 Knuckles for like the first time, because obviously it's never been ported really, other than like that one DS game and the PS2 game. If you don't know about that, basically Michael Jackson worked on some of the music, and then when he died, there was a whole legal dispute about it. So now Sonic Team and Sega can't port Sonic 3 ever for reasons. Hopefully they're getting that settled, because that's retarded. Hopefully they're getting that settled. I would love a Sonic 3 port, even if it's like just classics. Sonic 3 is like one of my favorite of the classics that's not Mania. So if we got that port, that's a win for me. A lot of people are hoping that's a 3D collection, and as much as I would love that, I really don't think it's gonna happen. I'm sorry, guys. I don't think it's gonna be a big 3D collection. I don't think we've ever gotten like a 3D collection of games for Sonic. Most of it's always just been like the classics, the Game Gear games, excuse me. The most 3D we've really gotten is like Sonic 3D Blast in a collection, Sonic R, Sonic the Fighters. That's kind of it. And I just don't believe it's gonna happen, just because of the track record. If it does happen, then I'm wrong and I'll be happy, because like, listen, if we got like Heroes, if we got Unleashed ported, Colors obviously gonna happen, but I don't think it's gonna be in the collection. Honestly, more like obscure games that don't get us ported as much, like maybe even Shadow. We get Shadow, Unleashed, Heroes, maybe even the Rush games. Maybe they port the Rush games or the Advanced games. Who knows? Like, there's really, the collection is more up in the air, just because we have like no details about it, other than the fact that there's a collection coming. So I would say the collection and Colors, I would definitely be on the lookout for. I would definitely probably be banking on those if I had to put my money on it. So yeah, that's mostly the leaks. Those are like the main leaks that I would say to go by. Again, Sonic Rift, that's pretty much dead. I would forget about that entirely. Yeah, so that's kind of it for the leaks. Hopefully Zippo's right. We have no idea as of right now. We just gotta wait and see. E3's right around the corner, so we'll be seeing soon. And now, for predictions and things like that, I honestly don't have that many, just because of all the leaks and stuff that's coming out. I just don't know what their plan is right now. Because my thought process last year was like Mania 2, and then either Adventure Remake or a 3D game. But they're saying now that there's not going to be a remake. There's going to be Colors remake and the collection and a new 3D game. Then I just don't know if they'll go back and remake like 2 games. If indeed it is a remake, who knows? This could just be a straight port for all we know, with like HD graphics. So, the Adventure Remake is still up in the air. I'm not putting my money on it. I was a lot more, what's the word? Not optimistic, but I guess I was more sure last year that they were gonna do an Adventure Remake. But looking at it now, I don't know if it's gonna happen. That interview, I don't even know how long that interview was. That was like a couple of years ago now. So that statement is dated. So I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, who knows? They could have been, again, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And I'll be happy if I'm wrong. But, they could be working on an Adventure remake as we speak. They could be doing that. And then we could get like a 3D Adventure style game. Or we could get Adventure 3. Or we can get a Boost game. It's all very just up in the air right now. I just don't have a lot to work off of for predictions, just because we have so many leaks. And I'm honestly kind of hoping the leaks come true. Because, like, listen, if Zippo was right, kudos to you, my man. You got it right, and hopefully the game's going to be good. I'm just really hoping they're not in development hell right now. Forces went through a lot of shit. It went through a lot of, like, hassle. 3 years of, like, working on the engine, I think, and, like, cut staff and corporate interference. I really hope that Sega has, like, learned from, like, their mistakes in the last decade. And regardless of whether you like the modern era or not, you can't really deny the fact that there's been a lot of like meh and going back and forth and all that stuff. Like, Sega is like one step forward, two steps back. It's almost always been like this, but I'm really hoping that they just learn their lesson at this point, because like Sonic, my man needs a win this anniversary. He really needs a win. This is 30. This is big. There's so much stuff coming out. We got the movie in 2022. We got Sonic Prime in 2022. That's another thing also I want to quickly mention. I would expect a game release in 2022 just because of COVID and because everything seems to be coming out in 2022. So it's probably going to be like Mania, where it's technically a 25th anniversary game, but it's coming out the next year, so it'll be like a 30th anniversary game, but it comes out for the 31st. As long as the game is good and playable and gets good reviews and I have fun with it, take as much time as you need. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the whole situation. Let me know what you guys think. What are your predictions? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think about the colors leaks? What do you think about the Zippo leaks? And just, are you excited? Are you hopeful? I'm trying to stay hopeful. I'm trying to stay positive, but it's a little hard, especially when people go crazy on the internet. It's kind of wild, but I'm trying to stay positive, and I think you should too. And let's just hope for the best this year. This is HyperShy23, and I hope you all have a great day.